Courtroom Files. So, once again, from Judge Fleischer's court, let's talk about probable cause. You know, we're doing a lot of these videos right now, but to be quite honest with you, of all of the feeds that we monitor from the various courtrooms, this is some of the most compelling stuff at the moment, because the judge is really, he's kind of on a journey, it seems, when it comes to probable cause. He's asking a lot more questions and doing a lot more research into things than what we've seen before. He's always been a skeptic, and he's always been one of the faster ones to not find probable cause, but the last couple of weeks he's really putting in the work. Anyways, in this particular case, we have a defendant who is accused of trespassing in an apartment complex. There's a lot of good argument back and forth on this one that we find quite intriguing. So give it a look, watch it all the way to the end, because at the end he actually addresses the defendant himself. Put a like on the video if you enjoy it. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, we hope we could earn your subscription today. Enjoy the video.
You know, printed on Eric's map. I wanted to approach that probable cause on both. We've been arranged. Yeah, have we?
Yeah.
Oh, we have. Oh, okay. I have no idea. I just so judge heard the facts.
I did. And I know that he had no prior notice, but they do, according to the statute, have the ability to exclude, and if you fail to leave at that point, and that's what I was looking at. He refused. Let me pull up the statute. Hold on. I want to speak for
Is it alleged as a refusal to leave?
It seemed like maybe just kept. Now, of course, it doesn't have to be verbal, right? The refusal doesn't have to be verbal. Like, screw you, I'm not going anywhere.
Well,
I think it
yeah, for
action, the ability to further,
I understand.
Yeah.
He's actually a legitimate, like, his sister-in-law was there. Family.
he asked him.
He didn't respond though. And I don't think he has to respond because I want to talk to you about the initial detention. I think.
Well, remember, this is a mere probable cause hearing. We're just to see whether he, like, when you're getting to outside facts as to like mental health, inebriated.
I know that. But actually, the detention is the fact in the state, because when you're talking about transferring public duties, you're talking about the officers executing a lawful duty. That's part of the state's language on probable cause. They have to actually prove that the officer's exercising the lawful duty of detaining.
Let's get to it. Well, right. So there's a logical step by step. So let me pull the.
Judge, can you go pull my computer real quick?
Yes, go for it. Okay, I'm ready. Okay. You ready, Shreya? A person commits an offense if the person enters or remains on or in property of another, including residential, agricultural, recreational, vehicle park, building, general residential operation operating as a residential center or aircraft or other vehicle without the effective consent and the person. So we've got the first part of the statute. He's there. Number one, had notice that the entry was forbidden or received notice part but failed to do so.
I love that, Judge. That's not what the state's alleging. They're alleging notice that entry was forbidden, enter and remain without the effect.
Say it again.
With notice entry was forbidden. Intentionally.
Saying there wasn't notice?
Entry was forbidden?
Correct.
Yep, yeah. They have alleged it as.
He didn't say that.
Sorry?
Are they supposed to assume that? He didn't say that. They asked him.
I think the detention is legal in general. Well, let's just say the detention is valid, okay, Judge? Let's just try that for a second.
Will you read it again?
He's a guest. He's walking on the property, walking out. He wasn't just standing around. He was actually walking around. He wasn't entering. He wasn't remaining.
They said he's dressed. He's got a hoodie. He's got it over his head. He's got a mask covering his whole face.
It sounds like he's a monster. We get it.
They come up to him, they start asking him
They
questions.
don't have any reason to, and he doesn't have to answer. It's not illegal to wear a hoodie.
And it's not illegal to come up as a consensual encounter to talk to someone.
Right. So then why does he even have to tell them where he was?
They're trying to see if he lives here because it's a high crime area. There's a lot of crime that's going on.
Let's pause right there. Probable cause is the magic phrase in criminal law. It's the legal fuel that powers every arrest. Without it, the entire case falls apart like a house of cards. And here, Judge Fleischer isn't just going with the flow. He's dissecting every word to see if the cops really had the right to detain this guy. Buckle up, this gets spicy fast.
They are. They're trying to detain him. They're trying to question him.
Well, they're trying to see whether he lives there.
Right? They're trying to question him. So that's not consensual, Jeff. Can't be consensual because if you don't answer, you're going to get arrested for trespass.
So that you're telling me that no one can ever go up to a person that's randomly walking on an apartment complex to see if they live there?
No, they can't. If there's sufficient reasonable suspicion to do so, you have to be able to detain. No, I don't know if this person is detained. Whoever is walking through an apartment complex. And if they do, I do believe that that person has absolute right to not answer. And just because they don't answer, you cannot arrest them. It's exactly like if the detention was illegal and they fail to ID, you can't fail to ID when you don't have to ID. And on top of that, Judge, he really wasn't trespassing. We have to remember, like, even if he was trespassing, my stance is they cannot go up and detain him. They do. If you're saying, Judge, he had to answer that, then it was a lawful detention. So if you're finding that there was a lawful detention because he was wearing a hoodie.
Dan, do you need me to sign something? Okay, we'll do. Sorry. Can you?
So, would you like me to read these?
Yeah.
So on 10/30/24, officers were patrolling an apartment complex in Harris County, Texas that is known to have a high amount of crime. Officers are familiar with the property managers complaining about trespassers in the past. There are multiple no trespassing, no loitering signs throughout the apartment complex.
Entry is forbidden. Notice that entry is forbidden. Okay.
Officers observed the defendant walking around the apartment complex wearing a hoodie with a hood and a mask covering his whole face, holding an unknown object in the complex. Officers asked the defendant if he lived in the complex, and the defendant did not. Officers believed the crime was afoot, and the defendant refused to remove his hands from the complex. Officers attempted to Terry frisk the defendant for any weapons. The defendant refused to be patted down for
I
weapons.
don't know. I mean, yeah, you start searching him.
What crime?
I mean, really. I mean, I get it. I mean, they're saying that there's reasonable suspicion that he's committed an offense. His hands in his pocket.
He's wearing a hoodie.
I think that in the offense report, it mentioned, or in the DMs, it mentions that it looked like there was a bulge in his pocket. I believe that was why the frisk was initiated. Otherwise,
Usually, you're right. Usually, in that instance, crime has been committed, right? Like, they see someone throw something, you know.
And that's the twist we love. This judge doesn't just drop rulings from the bench. He talks to defendants like a mentor with a gavel. But will that compassion turn into leniency or a reality check? Let's find out.
So let's do this. Give me a second. Let me do this, please. If you want to reach out to Michael to see if he has anything else. But, yeah.
Wait, Judge.
Okay.
What?
You know, there are at times, and there's a reason we have lawyers, right? Just so everybody needs to keep us in check because we're all fallible. We all make mistakes. We all may see it initially one way and someone else will bring us to see why we make an incorrect decision initially. And initially I found seeing this case. But I see what you mean as far as they come up, they initially just, I guess, start searching, right? They talk to him initially, and then when, I guess, he doesn't give them an acceptable answer, they just start searching over first. So, alright, I'll find no problem. Well, yeah, it's true, right? Through the poisonous tree.
other things.
Hey, I would tell him to probably be careful again. He feels it. because you're going to be looking out. You know. Mr. Mack, are you here with anyone today?
Here's where the legal chess match begins. The defense is laser-focused on one question. Was the detention even legal to begin with? Because if the stop wasn't lawful, everything that followed, the questioning, the frisk, the arrest, becomes fruit of the poisonous tree. Translation: evidence that can't be used.
Coming up. I found no probable cause in their cases and they're being dismissed today. You go back to this location and you go back all covered up like you are with the hoodie, mask covered on in a high crime area. How do you think the officers are going to look at you? Right. Perception is reality. If you look like a thug, people will treat you up. So, if you're finding no probable cause, all I'm telling you to do is be careful. Life is difficult, and the older you get, it's more difficult. If you don't have a future, you're going to have a terrible life. Life is a journey. It can either be really good, or it could be an awful journey. You can make anything in life. Ever have no money, and never take no vacations. Do you have a child? 90% of the forces in this country, because they have no money, all they do is fight. Do something with your life, Mr. Man. Don't be a stupid. All right. Good luck.
Now, this part is critical. Wearing a hoodie and a mask isn't a crime. It's fashion or comfort, depending on the weather. But perception can twist reality fast. Should looking suspicious be enough for police to detain you? What do you think? Drop in the comments, because this debate goes far beyond this courtroom.